goals at both ends of the court.
So let's highlight just 3 of the Barbados team. And we'll start with Rockyaw, who's been busy in action already, of course, this Commonwealth Games.
I've been impressed with her. I was impressed with her against Scotland in their series last year, Barbados, and she's gone from strength to strength, running the centre. Great skills in both attack and defence.
So from Rockyaw, let's look at Akina Stout. What's impressed you about her, Lisa?
Oh, look, I just like her energy and her enthusiasm. I think she is one for the future. She's only 21. She's got that height. She's got that agility you want to see in a potential world-class defender.
And someone who's not afraid to turn and shoot is this athlete.
Yeah, certainly, yep. Wharton. Want to see her taking her shots on. Again, I think she played well within herself against the Australian Diamonds, and like, who wouldn't really at the end of the day, but I think she needs to turn and shoot.
So in terms of history between these two sides, South Africa and Barbados, it's the 5th meeting between these sides at the Commonwealth Games since 2002. You can see the statistics there. So have a history between them that is heavily in favour of South Africa, as you see. And in terms of previous results here at the Commonwealth Games, well, South Africa against Jamaica, a loss of 68 goals to 49 against the Sunshine Girls. And Barbados, of course, open their account against the heavily fancied world leaders Australia, a huge 95-18 loss for Barbados. And looking to have a bit of redemption here today. So as usual, every day, Lisa, it's absolutely banging here at the NEC Arena in Birmingham. You've been loving it. You dance at every occasion. I love it.
I do. I'm a lover of retro music, so when that comes on, I just can't help it.
All right, it's a wonderful setup, so let's meet the umpires who will be taking charge of our second game on day 3 here in Birmingham. Gavin Fowler of New Zealand, Bronwyn Adams of Australia, and Gary Burgess, the English umpire, will be the reserve on this game. They'll get themselves in position as we get ready for South Africa and Barbados.
Travelling from the 4 corners of the Commonwealth, our 12 super teams have arrived in Birmingham. Prepared to defend, pass and shoot their way to the gold medal. You're about to cross over into the netball zone.
So it's been a treat so far for the netball fans here in Birmingham. Potentially another one in store. There is the South African team, Lisa, ready and poised under the spotlight.
Yeah, they've got their alternate strip on today, looking resplendent as usual.
As so many teams in this Commonwealth Games, a real mix of youth and experience.
And of course, missing a couple of players, particularly, arguably, the world's best.
Yeah, Lenise Potgieter out of this South African squad. Had surgery last week on her injury. There's an experienced campaigner, though, in the goal shooter position in Marie Venter. Smiles all around. It's about a bounce back, isn't it, Lisa, for South Africa today after that game against Jamaica yesterday and the loss?
Oh, absolutely. But their last quarter gave them hope. They actually won that quarter, so they're really heading in with some better form into this match.
So as they go in their huddle, the arena will welcome Margaret Cutting's team, world number 12 ranked, the Gems from Barbados. There they are in the spotlight at the back of your shot. Coming back after that opening day loss, thanking the fans for their support. One of the crowd favourites here, Lisa, as we introduce the starting 7.
They love it. They love the colour. They love the expressions. They love the joy of playing netball. So infectious from Barbados.
Some real experience in this team. Azore Bruce in that goalkeeper position. Blackman as one of the shooters. Wharton as well. One of those highlights that Lisa Alexander's picked out to watch. And again, another Commonwealth Games dress that is just outstanding. We've been admiring the uniforms, haven't we, Lisa?
Oh, we certainly have. And, you know, it's exciting to see. And I think the crowd loves it, the colour, the excitement that it brings. It's enormous.
So, high fives all around from both of these teams. Both looking for their first win at this Commonwealth Games. Both looking to pick up 2 points. What can we expect, Lisa Alexander, therefore, from South Africa and Barbados?
I think we will expect a more experienced and slick performance from South Africa, but I think we'll get a little bit of spice from Barbados. I think they feel quite good about this combination.
So a countdown from the fans here at the NEC Arena in Birmingham. The centre of England is rocking for our second match of this third day of action.
Instruction, centre.
As Lisa mentioned, South Africa in the white strip, their alternate strip, and gets the first goal on the board.
Yeah, look, terrific from Rudderman to actually rebound that missed shot, but we really want to see her bring her accuracy to this match. She's usually a 90% shooter, even 99%, so we want to see that accuracy coming out today. Great transition there from South Africa, really slick. And they're chasing those loose ball gets. They weren't doing that yesterday.
Goal defence obstruction outside the circle.
Yeah, looking to start stronger here, South Africa. They were 18-7 down at the first quarter against Jamaica.
That's the flow from Rudderman. That's what we want to see, that beautiful high shooting action, much better. Oh, great work by Azore Bruce there, having a crack at that ball outside the circle, really trying to intercept that ball. She didn't quite get there.
Good replay and a good start from South Africa. Their shooters on point. And now a chance for Barbados then to weave their way through to get their first goal of this match.
Yeah, they're just taking their time a little bit here, a little bit hesitant, but get it through to Wharton. Let's see what she can do. Oh! That's actually what she can do. That's what I've seen her doing before.
Oh! Well, we mentioned in the build-up, Shanika Wharton, talented and not afraid to turn and shoot.
Great transition by South Africa again, really easy. Barbados will need to put some more defence on that, particularly at second phase, which is the second pass that goes from the centre pass into the goal third.
Nice.
Wow. Confident work there from Barbados. That's better. That's what we need to see.
A couple of goals on the board already. They only scored 4 in the first quarter against Australia, 18 in total. I think we've got a match on our hands here, Lisa Alexander. We're end to end.
I certainly hope so. Venter certainly did the thing that most coaches want them to do, well, shooters to do, is to turn and shoot.
See, though, already how much harder it is for Barbados to get the ball through the centre court.
Oh, lovely shot there. That's more like it. Finishing off that great work and great pressure that South Africa put out there.
Saw a quick shot there on the South Africa bench. Dorette Badenhorst, pen in hand. She'll be delighted with the start of her side, looking to put number 7 on the board.
Yeah, it was always going to be a really tough ask for Bowdenhurst in that first match against Jamaica. It was a tough start for them. But they can come back and they must show belief, which I think they will, because they are South Africa. They will work hard.
Well, world rank number 5, South Africa, had that tough opening match, didn't they, against Jamaica? Oh, that's not very often seen. A little rebound off the under part of the 10-foot post.
Yeah, sometimes happens. And, of course, if it does go through from outside the circle, it is not a goal. And I'll read that rule out to you a little bit later.
7-3. Sharp, nippy.
Yes, great transition there. Griesel really controlling that second phase for South Africa. I'm liking the work she's doing there. Yes, that's it from Wharton. She slaps her hands together. That's when you know a goal shooter is confident in what she's doing. She's turning and shooting very quickly, not allowing the South African defenders to put their hand up and disrupt the shot.
Contact goal defence. Contact goalkeeper.
Rademan deciding to pass it across to Ina Marie Venter.
There's a little bit of bumping going on there, and Rademan's trying to hold her position, and Stoud's trying to maintain hers, and that's what happens under the post.
Barbados.
It's good that Stoud is not backing off. She needs to keep competing, keeping her footwork going. She's doing that. Terrific work from Zembella there. Really close to Blackman, getting that flick across with her hand.
Again, lots of centre court action for Barbados, trying to penetrate that defence.
Unfortunately, that wasn't the patience that I was hoping they were going to show.
South Africa.
And, of course, Mulwaney, beautiful elevation there, pulling it in with one hand and just executing a fantastic intercept. And
South Africa have hit 10 already, Lisa. Yep.
Oh, that's great work. They'll be wanting to they will be wanting to build that score more quickly, and that is a good score for not even halfway through the quarter. So they'll be delighted with that.
So another chance for Barbados then to try and put number 5 on the board.
And now that the teams have all had their first match, they can actually look at the past match and do some benchmarking. So South Africa will know what Australia did against Barbados, and they'll be setting those targets. I know they will. Coach Barbados will definitely be doing that. Lovely shot.
Only 2 shots in total have been missed in this match so far by the South African shooters, Rademan and Venter.
Again, Barbados are persisting with that long pass for second phase, and it will just be eaten up by Mulwaney. That's what she does. She gets those long balls. She's got time and space to do that. So Barbados need to do the work in attack. They've got to do some more cuts and drives onto the circle edge, because they will find Wharton in there, and she will shoot it.
So what started at the first couple of minutes as something that had the potential to be pretty close and tight. South Africa are stamping their authority here with a 14-5 lead. Under 8 minutes remaining of the first quarter.
If they're going on this momentum at the moment, they will end up with a 28-goal quarter. So, look, that may be what they're aiming for. Remember, they must beat Australia to get any chance of getting in that final on the weekend. So they really need to do this, and they need to ensure that their percentage or their goal difference is high. And so you do that by controlling your performance against the teams that have already played other teams. And it is a jigsaw puzzle because they have to make sure they manage players well. And you can see over on the bench, Jadine van den Merwe is in her tracksuit pants. It's likely she is not going to take any part in the match today, as is also Bongi Msomi she's sitting in hers as well. She did get a big knock yesterday, so I think it's a smart move by South Africa's coaching staff.
Outside the circle.
Yeah, that game that Lisa mentioned. Yes. Australia is tomorrow for South Africa before they play Wales on Wednesday. And Scotland on Thursday evening. Ah, lovely shot, so fluid. Radaman on form.
And I'm already seeing some danger signs in the Barbados defensive unit. They're putting their hands on their hips. They're a little bit frustrated. So they've got to tell each other and talk to each other. Keep going. Doing a good job. We will get some ball, but you've got to keep persisting. And unfortunately, their attacking at the same time needs to score off every turnover they get and also every centre pass to at least put a dent in this lead.
Well, when they're given the opportunity, Barbados, they are putting them in. They've had 5 shots, and both Blackman and Wharton shooting at 100%. It's about getting those opportunities, though, isn't it?
Yeah, 5 shots for goal is not enough. They need more. And remember, they do get the ball 50% of the time because of the alternate centre pass rule that there is in netball.
Well, they had 48% possession, Barbados, in that opening loss against Australia. Under the post again. Well, the South African side flying towards that 20 mark, 18-5.
And not surprising, there is a change. We've got Brown of wing attack off and Brianna Holder. Our starting goal attack from the other day when Barbados played on day 1 is out to wing attack, which she did a very nice job, actually, when she did change to that position in the Australian game. So I'm interested to see. She's very quick. She is a creative player. So Wharton's just telling her to settle down a bit. Just hold it.
So Holder on, daughter of head coach Margaret Cutting, and brought on in that position that Lisa mentioned, because South Africa now have an 18-6 lead, under 5 minutes remaining of this first quarter.
We haven't mentioned Mudau very much, but she's just going about her business in wing defence without any drama at all. She's just really tight, and the player that was taken off was the wing attack, so clearly she did her job for the team.
Yeah, Mudau in that wing defence.
Oh dear,
position.
We've got Azore Bruce down again.
Injury for the
Looks
goalkeeper.
like she might have got a knock to the eye.
So a slight pause in action. Jeanette Azore Bruce. So 3rd Commonwealth Games. One of the co-captains of the Barbados side.
Oh yes.
Yeah, a little elbow there, Lisa.
Yeah, look, that happens definitely when the players are going for rebounds under the post. It is a very common thing. I know there's been broken noses and all sorts of things that I've witnessed over the years. And look, it's important that we take care of our athletes, particularly around the head. There is a knock to the head, so the doctor, if it is their doctor or their primary carer, will be doing the concussion test on Azore Bruce, just to ensure that everything is okay before she's taken from the court. And clearly it's most likely she will be taken. She's very upset. She wants to stay out there. And of course, Faye Agard is on there again. As I said, she may come on because she is the fix-it person. She comes in, she can actually play shooter as well.
We're just going to wait.
Hold on, players.
We're just going to wait.
I really wish they wouldn't go over the top of... Never mind. Just waiting for her to take herself off the court, and now the umpire can start.
So as Lisa said, Agard on. Fayette Agard now. Azore Bruce off at this moment in time, being led off by one of the team.
Lovely cut and drive there by Holder. That's what we want to see. And then she did a nice little attacking spin on the circle edge. So she's got some smarts about her. This is terrific, and we need to see more of that from Barbados.
Contact goalkeeper, advantage not beside and away, goal defence. Just there. Obstruction, goal defence. Both players are out.
Umpire Gareth Fowler being very clear about what he wants in the setup of that penalty pass or shot. Okay, we've got round about 3 minutes to go, so possible for South Africa to score at least another maybe 8 goals.
Offside centre.
Let's see what they can do.
Inside the circle, free pass. Inside.
Fayagard there, really having a good go at that ball, but Rademan, beautiful shooting. She must be pleased about this comeback. She must have been a little bit nervous against Jamaica, and certainly it's more like her today.
Yeah, the Lefebvre Rademan that UK Super League fans are used to seeing. London Poles, Celtic Dragons, the 25-year-old in good shooting form as South Africa hit 20-7. Under 3 minutes remaining. Wharton puts one up.
Oh, I thought that had dribbled in then. It was a shame. It was a definite chance.
That's the first miss for Barbados now of the 8 chances that they've had.
Interesting, from the previous game South Africa have played, I did say they needed to work on their attacking transition out of defence, and I have to say it's not looking a lot better than it was yesterday there. I'd like to see them doing a bit more work on that. There's just a little bit of confusion amongst the team.
Rademan again. Oh, she's got a shooting eye in today, hasn't she, Lisa?
She's enjoying herself.
Yep.
This is terrific. You see the smile on her face. She's a really hard worker, so I'm really pleased for her. Great work ethic out on court.
So this is the performance that the head coach of South Africa would have wanted. This is the start that she would have wanted as Rademan puts another one up, rolls out on that occasion, gets a second bite of the sporting cherry. There we go.
Lovely touch there by Venter.
Barbados then, 90 seconds remaining of the first quarter.
Nice strong take there by Holder again. Under pretty hot pressure there by Mudau. She's really busy. She's having a go at everything. Well done. Oh, Vimbala, that was definitely her ball, and she indicated to the umpire that she thought it did come off Barbados, and it did. Now they need to be organised. Oh dear.
Offside with defence, South Africa.
They still need to get this sorted out. I can see Coach Dorette Badenhorst, she's definitely shaking her head on that, knows that needs to be worked on.
Barbados slot in number 8.
Outside centre. Free pass inside the circle. Inside, it's a free pass.
I thought Rockyaw had actually done her ankle there, but I think she has got ankle guards on. Most of the players in this competition will be either strapped or they will have ankle guards, because it is the most common joint that is injured. Well, finger joints get injured as well, but we don't often hear about them.
20 seconds of the first quarter. And Barbados end with goal number 9.
Obstruction.
Yes, they can.
South Africa.
Lovely finish there.
Advantage obstruction centre.
5 seconds for South Africa. High ball in, turn and
That's
shoot.
it. Come on, let's go. Oh.
Well, not on that occasion in terms of popping in a final goal of the first quarter for South Africa. But it ends here after the first 15 minutes. South Africa are in the house, leading Barbados 23-9. Well, we talked about a start, Lisa Alexander, for South Africa. Could it have been any better?
I actually think it could have been. I think they could have. They could have scored more. They could. They had the opportunities. They did make a couple of little errors here and there. And when you're working to get yourself into that top 4 for the semi-finals, you really need to be hard on yourselves. You need to make sure every ball gets through, and it gets through fast. I did like the pace of their attack.
So a few highlights of just some of the good moves that have South Africa 23-9 up after the first 15 minutes. Ina Marie Venter, Lefebvre Rademan, only missing 4 shots between them in that first quarter. We're going to take a look shortly, Lisa, at the Barbados bench, and Margaret Cutting. What's she going to be saying to her team with the 9 goals that they've put on so far?
Look, I think they can score more. They had many opportunities there where they didn't just use the width of the court enough, or they didn't use the angles around the circle edge. So I'd like to see a little bit more of that.
So see some bib changes, and here is the Barbados bench. The conversations are flowing between those in charge of making the decisions, and a bit of hair correction as well, which is important.
Yes, hair correction is important because we don't want the hair coming across the eyes when we're shooting, that's for certain.
So look at that. That was was that the opening goal, if I remember back 15 minutes ago, that Barbados put through the net?
And I love the passion that Wharton has when she's going for her shots and she gets them in. So she just needs to have that breath, put the shot up, and she will sink it most of the time.
Again, statistically wise, they've only missed the one that they've put up, but they've only put up the 10 chances.
Yeah, that's the difference. And look, it sounds really simple, but they just haven't given their shooters enough ball. They keep on turning the ball over for simple mistakes, really, not even forced errors.
Ina Marie Venter, there she is. Maybe rested in this second quarter. We'll wait and see if there's any changes, but she's shooting at, what, nearly 88%.
Yeah, look, again, she won't be necessarily happy with that because she is such a perfectionist. She'll be wanting 99% or 100%. So it's great, but it needs to be slightly better.
Well, you can see she hasn't got a Velcro bib on, so potentially with that big match against Australia on the horizon.
Yeah, Vandenberg's coming on, which is terrific. Young shooter. Exciting to see her in shooter instead of goal attack, which she played yesterday. So we'll get to see her in a different position with Rademan in front. So nice attacking combination here. Griesel. Vimbella's gone to wing defence. Smith's on at goal defence. Mawani's still there in goalkeeper. So some changes there for South Africa. Some good, positive changes, I think.
So, first centre pass of the second quarter will go to Barbados. Spandau Ballet, one of the best groups that Britain have ever produced, is turned down in volume as we get underway. 23-9.
Beside the centre, beside the centre.
The expected changes.
Yeah, it looks like there's no changes to Barbados, which is, kind of okay from the point of view of you want to give some feedback at quarter time, which has obviously been done, and see if this group, and they've scored straight away, which is terrific. Just keep scoring off your centre passes. Just do the basics.
Offside.
And there's Rockure again, showing her athleticism.
Offside.
She's always there.
Advantage offside, bring defence.
Tanisha Rockure in her second Commonwealth Games, having competed on the Gold Coast in 2018. As Rademan continues her shooting spree.
A really nice pattern of play there from Barbados. I like them using the back door or the goal defence, meaning the players from behind the centre. But they need to put those shots in. Going into a zone or a press or area defence, so that's interesting straight away, but just not good enough there. Chawani coming through, hitting that circle edge and straight into Vandenberg. Wonderful play there by South Africa. Wow, Griesel letting go that ball. Wow, I'm just so impressed with Vandenberg. She is a talent. Need to get her out there, definitely.
Yeah, a 21-year-old grasping an opportunity on her debut here at the Commonwealth Games.
Nice build-up here by Barbados. Great interchange there between Holder and Blackman. That's what they need to do. Keep it fast and quick. Wonderful work. Well done. So well done. Come on, let's go, Barbados.
Yeah, the silence that dropped across the NEC arena, erupting when Barbados put their 11th goal in. Nice passage of play again into the goal shoot for South Africa. She'll reset and go again.
As I said, I don't put that down as a miss on my coaching statistics, especially if the goal shooter rebounds their own shot, which she did very well.
So the shouts and the screams from the Barbados players.
Fancy drop, contact, wing defence.
Well done, Rockyaw, really creating her own space there for herself in attack. And a lovely little pass to Blackman. That's better.
South Africa.
South Africa 4-3 at this stage, so Barbados are staying with them, which is exciting. Let's see some more. Yeah, great little fake pass there from Griesel. And then putting it over the top to Vandenberg. So very difficult for the defenders to defend that and try and intercept it or deflect it. Once again, Rockyaw using the width of the court, getting herself into space. I'm liking what she's doing. Oh, Holder, practically doing the splits there.
God, there was an ooze from those around us here, Lisa.
Contact just inside the circle. Goalkeeper.
So a lot of work's gone into this for Barbados. Blackman under the post.
Lovely play there. Oh, good work. That's it.
There we go.
That's what we want to see.
South Africa.
Little bit of a concern for Coach Bowdenhurst. It's you want to make sure that you keep up that momentum they created in that first quarter, South Africa. So really keeping up that fast pace in attack. Don't get stuck playing at the same pace as Barbados. But on the other hand, Barbados are playing to their strengths and actually doing a much better job.
Footwork.
Oh dear, stepping call, just so unnecessary, of course, in netball, but frustrating, and Holder's frustrated herself. She knows that she's letting the team down by that mistake, but look, she's just got to get back to it and try and turn the ball over. Seeing a double team now on Vandenberg from the two Barbados defenders, but unfortunately Rademan is just too clever for that. She takes the ball herself and then feeds it in at the last minute. Very, very skillful.
Contact wing defence. Beside the wing defence. South Africa.
See our South Africa fans, our rugby fans in. There's a little turnover on the bike from some of the Barbados substitutes. See them in the back of the shot. Yeah, South Africa puts another one up.
Looks like Brown, who started at wing attack, is actually putting the wing defence bib on, so getting herself ready to make that change. Perhaps to replace Bob, who's been doing a reasonable job at helping in attack and really, trying to work hard in defence, doing her job. Again, Rockyaw out nice and wide.
South Africa centre, that's contact.
Oh, just got a bit of a knock there. It was a complete accident.
Vimbella there in that wing defence position in the white dress of South Africa.
On the sideline, Barbados.
Oh, well hurdled by Moaney.
Very nice hurdling technique that, with my athletics hat on.
I think everyone actually has to practice that in netball quite a bit, because we do have these, what we call, I think they're called A cards around the court, and you do sometimes have to jump over the top.
So Vimbella with ball in hand for South Africa. There she goes, a nice little 1-2.
Vimbella's really improved her attacking play over the years that I've been watching her play, so it's great to see her out there attacking smoothly, getting that ball transition down to her attack end. Lovely by Vandenberg. She's confident, she's enjoying it.
There is the South Africa bench. Head coach on the left of the shot when we show you it. Badenhorst, of course, succeeding Norma Plummer in the autumn of 2019 as the head coach of South Africa. They're looking forward, of course, to the World Cup next year. First time on African soil in Cape Town.
It is going to be just one of the most, well, I think it'll be the best World Cup ever, being in South Africa, of course. I'm biased because the last one we had in Australia was when we had a win, but it's just going to be fantastic to have a World Cup in Africa.
A little bit of pushing and shoving, a bit physical in this second quarter with 7 minutes to go.
A little bit of an elbow there, and look, the umpires will be aware of it. There's the call, and we knew this change was going to happen because we can keep an eye on the benches and we can see the bikes. So we've got Brown coming on to wing defence, and Bob's hopped off the court. She'll probably be just having a rest now, maybe coming back into the game later on.
Going South Africa sideline.
I mentioned that South Africa have got Australia tomorrow. Barbados have got Jamaica before Scotland and Wales to come.
And the goal third.
I mean, it just doesn't stop for these teams. They've got hard matches every day, day after day. And it is tough. It's a marathon and a sprint and everything in between. Catherine, as I've said to you, netball, probably energy systems-wise, is most similar to the 400 metres. And I so applaud you for being the world champion you are.
I still have visions of Kathy Freeman's back in my mind 22 years later, Lisa. Oh, well held by Wharton. She's putting up another long one. Oh, not on that occasion.
Once again, there we need her to sink those, so she needs to now do her work. Let's watch South Africa. Are they organised? That's better. I'm liking that transition much more. Everyone knew what their role was. Oh, great play. Well done. And look, you just have those long arms of Vandenberg reaching up, getting that rebound and popping it in.
Yeah, nice move from South Africa. 36-15. Just under 6 minutes remaining until half-time.
Vandenberg's calling for it. She's actually pointing her finger. She told her where she wanted the ball. That's great confidence from the young shooter.
Yeah, 14-6 quarter so far for South Africa.
I think they'd want at least another 10 goals here, setting their targets. Smith's come on and done a reasonable job as well. Her and Mullaney are developing a nice partnership in there, particularly when they're in the circle together. Vimbella's actually causing a few headaches also around the circle edge with her height and stretch and reach.
Holder then looking for options.
Oh, nice work by Mullaney. She forced that ball over the top. Hopefully Smith could get it. It's one of the hardest balls for defenders to try to intercept, is that ball going back. They have to almost do a sideways running action to go back with it and then turn and elevate. And my London Pulse athletes will know all about that because they practice it every training session.
London Pulse, of course, one of our big UK Super League teams here. So many athletes from the British UK Super League being represented across these Commonwealth nations. As another one rolls in, and Barbados, there we go. Our Barbados fans in the house, Lisa.
There's lots of Barbados fans. They're everywhere. They want to see their team doing well. A lot of history. They've been in every single Commonwealth Games so far for netball, and what a great achievement for their country.
They have, and their best Commonwealth Games was back in Delhi when they finished in 10th place. They were 10th again on the Gold Coast in 2018.
Yes, I do remember them well at the Gold Coast. They were actually a very strong team, and we took them, I can tell you, very seriously.
Oh, the crowd enjoying the action.
Chawani,
straight up the other end.
Chawani just fed that through so well. Beautiful transition. It actually looks effortless from her today. I'm really impressed with what she's doing out there. Griesel again, getting that ball over to Vandenberg quickly. The Barbados defenders really don't have a hope there. Coach Dorrit, Badenhorst making some notes. I think she'd be happy with this so far. Doesn't want to get too far ahead of themselves. They have got a big match tomorrow. She's got to make sure she manages the players very, very well. And certainly she has, with two of her absolute stars and champions of the team having a rest today by the look of it.
Holder gets back up onto her feet. Once again, another potential opportunity for Barbados.
Little bit of frustration there from Holder. She's just going to have to calm that down a little bit because everyone's trying very hard, and she, it's hard when you're really, particularly in wing attack. They're having a discussion now about it. Oh, Fayagard, well done. She really just had to rip that in and she would have had it. Such a workhorse for Barbados, doing a great job, making it difficult for Vandenberg, but she's just clockwork at the moment. It's fantastic to see from her.
Agard making a Commonwealth debut for Barbados. We're born on the same day, Lisa, myself and Faye, but there is about a 14-year difference between us, just saying.
And she actually looks like she's really enjoying herself out there. She's a great team member. You can see her encouraging and just out there supporting her team. Off goes Brown in wing defence, just using her attacking prowess there.
Centre obstruction.
Yeah, great call there from umpire Bronwyn Adams. Just, it needed to be done. Oh dear, Wharton got the ball in the face. It is painful, poor thing. I hope she's okay. Complete accident, but it does happen sometimes. Griesel's talking to Joanie, talking about what they need to do next. Talking also to Vandenberg, discussing what they're going to do, getting ready for that next play. There's 1 minute and 15 to go, so they'll have some plans in place to play out this last minute of the game. Oh, sorry, this second quarter. That's it. She's right back into it. Well done, Wharton. Keep going. Please put this shot up. Yes.
Yep. Barbados rewarded.
And she was rewarded for that hit on the nose, so that's terrific.
Oh, high ball in.
Oh, I love that. Love that confidence at putting it over to Vandenberg and also Rademan creating that space in the circle for that to happen. My only concern at the moment is the South African team are just going through the motions a little bit in defence. They're just not quite as intense as they're going to have to be against Australia. So I'd be wanting their coach to just speak about that, and perhaps in the second half really setting some clear targets.
Barbados, goal third. Goal third.
Well, those words may come shortly from the South African head coach. We're into the final 10 seconds of this second quarter. 43-17. Barbados puts another one up, and another one goes through the net from Blackman. And the buzzer goes with the last goal of the second quarter, going to Barbados. And as we head into half-time here, this match between South Africa and Barbados. South Africa leading the way, 43-18. So, good work so far by South Africa, the world-ranked number 5 team. Let's have a quick look back on some of the highlights from that first half. So some good highlights. Lisa, let's have a look at some of the stats from that first half.
Yeah, look, pretty much what it is all about is possession and the amount of possession in the attack end that South Africa are getting. Although I have to say, South Africa are doing well. 0 mistakes at the moment. So that's pretty cool. We want that to continue, definitely.
So a few match stats for you, but at half-time, it is South Africa with a 25-goal lead over Barbados. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the third quarter shortly.
So I don't believe there are any of the Peaky Blinders here, but just a reminder everyone, please no flash photography inside the NEC arena. By the way, this is one of just 15 venues across the Birmingham Games. Plenty of music for you all to listen to if you are going to the other sports. Let's head over to Coventry Stadium now and the Rugby Sevens to see what their playing is looking like.
From Coventry Stadium, the home of Rugby Sevens, we have had an amazing first day here. It has been an unbelievable atmosphere, and now we have a resident DJ Caracat with us, who has been popping the tunes all day long. Have you had a good day one so far?
I've had the best time, people are amazing, the vibes are backing up.
And now we have a treat for you because we have 3 favourite songs from the day and DJ Caracat has picked them. What have you got for us?
The 3 favourite songs are Get Lucky by Daft Punk, Superstar by Jamelia, and Gold by Spando Ballet.
Well, they are some 3 absolutely cracking tunes. The competition is certainly on. That's what's been popping all day in Coventry Stadium. What has been popping in your venue?
Well, we are quite a competitive bunch here at the Netball, so we're going to take those 3 songs, everyone. We're going to hand them over to Mystical Blue, who is the best DJ here at the Birmingham Games. And we're going to rock it.
Just
Welcome back to the NEC Arena. South Africa 43, Barbados 18. This our second match of day 3 of Commonwealth Games. Netball action here in Birmingham. The crowds are in, they're having an absolutely superb time. But let's have a little look back on some of the nice passages of play from the first half. Some nice passages of play, as I mentioned, from that first half. It's the 5th time in Commonwealth Games history these two teams have met. South Africa maintaining at the moment, Lisa Alexander, their 100% record against Barbados.
And they look like they will maintain that, and they'd be going for an 86 score at the end of this game.
So we'll scan across the court and see if there's any changes from the South African side, Lisa, because we're hearing no changes from Barbados.
No changes from Barbados. However, there are many changes in the South African lineup, although it looks like the goal shooter, Vandenberg, is actually still there. So what we have is Lefebvre Rademan is off, and we have, I don't think Nadal would be going into goal attack, but any case, I think she is in wing defence. She's gone back in there. Vimbala's gone to goal defence. Smith's gone back to keeper. Mawani is off. And we've also got Griesel is into centre out of wing attack. It looks like Chawani is in wing attack. And it looks like we've got a debutant on the court, which is Nicole Talliard. So here she is. She's been the player that's replaced Lenise Potgieter. Unfortunately, that ball went astray. So wholesale changes actually for South Africa, which is to be expected. They do have to rest players ready for the match against Australia tomorrow.
Throw in.
So direct Badenhorst making all of those changes. Talgard, the South African, now on, made her debut against Wales recently. Now on court, given an opportunity by the South African head coach. 45-19 then at the start of this third quarter.
That is obstruction goal attack. That is contact centre. Contact goalkeeper.
It's great to see South Africa making these changes and giving the players some other opportunities in different positions. So Smith back at keeper, Vimbala out the front at GD. That's a different combination for them. And they may have to use that during the week. Oh, lovely positioning there from Vandenberg, and great offload by Chawani to her.
Barbados then on the centre pass. It was a 23-9 first quarter for South Africa, a 29 second quarter. South Africa 3-2 up in the early stages of this third quarter.
And the really good thing for Barbados is that they are a bigger score than they actually scored for the whole game against Australia. So they've already gone ahead of that 18. They're at 20. And they'll be wanting to at least double that this half.
Yeah, as Lisa said, 18 goals against Australia That huge 95-18 scoreline. A second attempt for the South African. Pops it in. We had 3 intercepts, 8 deflections and 41 contact penalties. Barbados against the Australian team, but now up to 20.
Nice quick play there from South Africa. It's great to see. Young player Telliard coming on, and now she's doing her job also in defence, so well done to her.
Saw a quick shot of Dorette Badenhorst,
the circle.
South African head coach. Norma Plummer, you spotted Lisa Alexander just 5 metres behind us watching on.
I did actually.
Former head coach.
I spy Norma, and as a past player she was my coach for Victoria back in the day, and Coach Plummer is such a well-respected global high-performance coach, and of course so successful with the Australian Diamonds, and also her club back in Melbourne, Melbourne Blue, Victoria as well. Played and coached for Victoria. She's done it all, Norma.
Nice.
And she's currently working with the South African setup as a mentor coach to the coaching panel.
Barbados.
Certainly great support for Dorette Badenhorst as well.
Contact with defence. With defence, you're out of play.
Instructions of Gareth Fowler, the New Zealand umpire. Bronwyn Adams, the Australian on the other side of the court, you can see.
Contact, goal attack.
I always think the tale of a good umpire, or the measure of a good umpire when you're playing, is you don't notice them. And I have to say I haven't noticed either umpire today. So well done to Bronwyn Adams and also Gareth Fowler. They're just going about their business as well, which is what you want to see from the top umpires in the world.
And South Africa are going about their business as well, hitting the half century. The 50-point marker has been put up, now 51.
Rockyaw looking around. She finds Stout over the top. Oh, Nadal there just needs to clear space just a little bit.
Take it beside the wing defence, please. Contact, goalkeeper.
Okay, Nicole Smith coming out of the circle.
Danger obstruction, wing defence.
Trying to affect that
Obstruction,
intercept.
goal defence. Goal
But
defence.
just mistimed that just a touch.
Obstruction, goalkeeper.
Injury.
South Africa.
This whole injury time, please, for the centre.
So here we go. We've got a change happening. Rockyaw is
South
off,
Africa.
and she has run, I think, every minute of Barbados's matches so far. So we'll get that change to you as soon as
That's
possible.
offside.
And
Yeah, there you go.
Smith's into centre, so well done to
Barbados.
Sabrina Smith. So we'll see a change in the centre. I'm sure that she will bring her own flair and creativity to the game.
Goal attack. Yes.
Yeah, good shift that from Tanisha Rockyaw. As you say, Lisa, putting in the mileage for her Barbados team. And Sabrina Smith then now given the opportunity.
Wow. Holder actually gave umpire Gareth Fowler a bit of a look there. She's frustrated, of course, but she's also trying to work out what it is that she has done. And what she can do is send her captain up
Get the ball back.
at three-quarter time to ask.
Contact, wing centre third. Obstruction, goal defence. Yes.
And the good thing is we have noticed that Azore Bruce is on the bench for Barbados. She was taken out to the medical room to be assessed. And there she is. She's got, I think, a little eye patch on her eye. And, of course, the players are so well looked after by the medical staff of the teams, but also of the Games of Federation as well. There is a stadium doctor here who will oversee if it is needed. And their number one
Contact, goal defense.
goal is to make sure the
Just step
players
forward
are
one. Yes,
healthy
fair.
and safe.
So another goal slotted in for South Africa. 55-22. Oh, there's the aforementioned eye patch. I don't think she's particularly happy about it with that body language there, Lisa, but, you know, needs must.
Absolutely, and look, she is probably a little bit embarrassed about it, but it has to be taken seriously. A knock to the head is a serious thing, and it is serious in many sports, and it's definitely taken seriously by netball.
Barbados then on the centre pass, but back in the hands of South Africa. An obstruction call by the umpire. 13-4 this quarter, make that 14-4 the quarter for South Africa.
Lovely intercept there by Mudal, and she came out, she knew what she wanted to do. Again, South Africa going back to their defenders for the centre pass, so what we call a backdoor centre pass or a behind centre pass. Oh, lovely touch by Fayagard. She's putting in, she's really having a go.
See a bit of movement from the South African bench, couple of players on the bikes. When as a head coach, Lisa Alexander, does your mind change to the games that you have coming up, especially when you have a lead like South Africa has in this one?
Just a tiny bit. You will have already had your plans about the whole week, so they'll know that they've got Australia tomorrow, so they will have made, I guess, their lineups for each quarter based on that. But then things happen, injuries happen. They will want to keep, I think, Tumasamani off the court just to allow her to recover well. She's on the bike, but I think it's just to tick over, help her feel good, not be sitting there and, you know, letting the blood pool. It actually keeps it moving. Helps the athletes definitely psychologically as well as physically.
And the same thought process, of course, will be going through the mind of Margaret Cutting, the Barbados head coach. Has that match against Jamaica tomorrow. Nicely put through the net.
Well done to Wharton. We want to see more of that. I know I've been banging on about that a little bit, but when she gets that ball, she is such a good shooter, and she just needs to put it up there and be confident.
Possession, goal attack. Possession, goal attack.
Oh, what a shame. Start really, you know, she got into that quite well, almost affected that intercept. She's just got to keep at it as well.
So, South Africa 60, Barbados 24.
Oh, Blackman, I knew what she had in mind there, but it just came too quickly to Wharton. Unfortunately, Smith and Vimbella got a touch to it, and it is down the other end absolutely so quickly. That is what the coaches will want to see from South Africa, and Norma Plummer, who's standing up, or actually sitting up behind me. She'll be wanting to see that sort of speed in attack transition.
Well, 1, 2, 3 under the post.
And she'll also be happy with that centre pass.
Yep.
Very direct. Scoring quickly. They're up to 62. It's quite possible they could get another 10 goals here if Barbados don't stop them.
Well, every statistic so far in this match is in South Africa's favour. 77 feeds into the circle, 40 on their centre pass have been received. 8 interceptions, 14 deflections, 15 pickups. Hence the 62-24 scoreline. But Barbados then, nice bit of space in the corner pocket. But a mistake and a pick-up from South Africa, and they fly through the centre before being stopped by the goal defence wall of Barbados.
Yeah, unfortunately, Griesel really just made that very clear what her intentions were to pass to the goal attack there. So good work from Stout there, getting a touch, and here it comes again. They've got to get on with it. Yes, there is a player down. Unfortunately, there's no time called. They just need to make sure they keep attacking. Oh, terrific work. Chawani, just brilliant work. Again, I'm so impressed with her. She's smooth. She gets it done. Oh, wow. Great skill.
You keep it in, you negotiate the hoardings, and your team popping goal 63.
And you hear the yes, Nikki, from, I don't know whether it was the bench or the court, but that is that encouragement that is so important from the bench or the team. encouraging the young player. She's doing a great job out there.
Nice.
Oh, Blackman belying her years, moving like twinkle toes along that baseline. Well done. Beautiful play.
Now, Blackman in her 6th Commonwealth Games. She shares the record with England's Jiva Mentor as the most appearances in Commonwealth Games history. And the 39-year-old turning back the clock there with the poise and balance on the back line. 64-25, under 2 minutes of this third quarter remaining.
Lovely cut there by Griesel. But also well defended by Smith. So, you know, terrific work from both players. And South Africa certainly rock on. Oh, wonderful touch there by Mudau. She's, again, bit of the unsung hero in this match today. Doing a great job. Very smooth, going about her work, persistent. Well done.
When it works for Barbados. Those little pockets, Lisa, that we see, the little pockets of flair and action.
I think they are. Actually, they might reach that double score by the end of the match. So they just need a couple more. Certainly South Africa are looking good for that 80, definitely.
I know we mentioned the scoreline against Australia, and Australia, of course, the world #1 team, but 18 was put up by Barbados for obviously a variety of reasons, one being it was Australia. But this is a good score, 26 so far by Barbados. Their highest score in quarter 2 and 3 of the Australia match was just 5. They've gone 9-9-8 so far in this match, the oohs and ahs from the NEC Arena crowd.
Yeah, they've been nice and consistent, actually, in this match. Much more. They've had a day of training, which will have made a difference to them, because they do look more organised, so that's terrific for Barbados. They just need to make sure they're going to do that more often for longer.
66-26, 15 seconds remaining of the third quarter.
Barbados throw in.
See some movement on the bikes from the Barbados team in the back of the shot. Not particularly rapid, but they're turning over in case needed. 5 seconds to go. The crowd urging Barbados to put one in on the buzzer. And Wharton, as usual, does not disappoint. So at the end of the third quarter here on this match between South Africa and Barbados, South Africa leading 66 goals to 27. So a 23-9 quarter that for South Africa. Lisa, 15 more minutes to come.
South Africa will be pleased with that. That's a repetition of their first quarter, so they'll be happy. And the fact that they've kept Barbados to under 10 goals is a terrific thing.
So the chit-chats. The Badenhorst parting her knowledge. Let's have a look at a few little replays so far from the team in white leading the way. It's been clinical, Lisa, hasn't it, from South Africa? Exactly what they want with that next big match coming.
Absolutely. The wholesale changes at half-time, and it's been seamless. That's exactly what you want as a coaching staff, so they will be thrilled with that. You can hear the support coming from the bench. Great speed in attack and terrific persistence in defence. So overall, a terrific performance.
Yeah, they've been turning the screw, South Africa. It was a 14-goal lead at the end of the first quarter, a 25-goal lead at half-time. Now they're up by 39 goals against Barbados. And there is the South African bench with their fans just in touching distance of their team, looking calm and relaxed. And there's the Barbados bench, Lisa, with their final few words before this final quarter. But let's have a look at some pockets of flair from the Barbados team.
Yeah, loving what Blackman's doing, and you know, she had some great interchanges with Holder there, and I think Smith came on seamlessly, so that's great for them. They need that change-up centre player as well. Rockyaw was terrific, but they need that change. Holder's creativity and the way she feeds is, you know, beyond her years, very mature, just needs to make sure she keeps putting that wonderful creative play into action.
Yeah, and a nice touch, netting that goal towards the end of that third quarter. So little high fives all around on the bench, Lisa, from the experienced Wharton. But let's have a look at some of the stats of this match so far.
Again, they'll be happy with the score, 9-9-9, consistent. They'll want that higher in this quarter, definitely Barbados. And they do need to address their turnovers. There's far too many errors from them. And at the same token, South Africa have been very, very tidy. So, you know, they need to make sure they keep maintaining that.
In terms of contact penalties, there's already 20 less than they had in that game against Australia. Well, the DJ here at the NEC Arena has been absolutely superb through all 3 days of action, and he's doing a good job. But I have to say, Lisa, not a better job than you. Every single time you get a chance to dance.
I'm dancing now. You'll just have to visualise it, but we are being inspired by these young people around the stadium.
Well, what a moment. What did you do, young man? Well, I went to the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, and I bust a few moves and everybody applauded. Super stuff. But we have one more quarter between South Africa and Barbados. The South Africans leading the way with a very healthy lead. And the final 15 minutes to come. Vimbela getting stuck in and straight in the action.
Yeah, doing a great job. We've got Rademan on to wing attack. So we're going to see, I guess, a very youthful attack end for South Africa. With Talliard at goal attack, Vandenberg at shooter, and Rademan at wing attack. Into centre goes Chouini. Mildau's keeping her spot there at wing defence. And we've got Vimbela at goal defence and Smith at goalkeeper. So, great combination.
Obstruction.
Interestingly, there's a change to Barbados, and it is Faye Agard is off from goalkeeper, and Rockyaw is playing goalkeeper herself. So she's gone from centre into goalkeeper. Now, she is a defensive player, and she has probably played some defence before, so it is an interesting change. And, of course, we know that Azore Bruce had to come off, probably a concussion, and seems like a little bit of an eye injury there. So Rockyaw's doing a great job for her team, going into a position that she is clearly used to, but not so much probably at international level.
And that goes back to what you were saying about having to be flexible with your plans as a head coach. Margaret Cutting trying something in this final 15 minutes. There's another one slotted through the net, 69-28.
Advantage contact centre. Barbados.
Super shooting stats from South Africa. Vandenberg at 94%, Taljaard at 92%. Rademan played a part, Venter playing a part. 4 shooters on throughout this match for South Africa. Just the 2 shooters that took charge in terms of Barbados.
Yes, both Blackman and Wharton have done a reasonable job, but we'd like to see a little bit more, I guess, availability from them. As you could see then, Smith did a very good job squashing Wharton onto the baseline. So we need her to be setting up a little bit earlier, making it very clear for her feeders that she's available, and get it to her, and she can put those goals through.
An opportunity now to put one through, and it's taken.
South Africa.
Yeah, nice strong take.
Yeah, it certainly was a nice strong take, and you know that's what happens out on the netball court too. There will be clashes and physicality all over the court, and some people actually think netball is a non-contact sport. That's actually not correct. It's probably just been a suburban myth, actually. It is a sport that actually is played where contact is called if it's interference. So players will touch quite a bit.
Throw in that side.
So to say it's non-contact is incorrect. There are plenty of physical clashes, and you will see them particularly at the world-class level where players are really jostling for position, and they're also sometimes being marked so closely that they will cause a contact to happen.
72-29. Little double foot landing.
Throw in South Africa. Inside the circle, just at the edge.
Oh, lovely pass there from Talliard. She did the fake first, drew the defenders and put it up nice and high to Vandenberg, who has just been, again, I'll say clockwork. She just goes about her business. She's very unflappable, calm, enjoys it. Great young talent for South Africa. It looks like a little bit of a knock there to Mudar, but she's up. Oh. Now, I don't quite know what happened there. Whether it was a push, I don't know. I'll have to see the replay.
Goal defence obstruction.
Yeah, Vimbella rolled the dice there. We'll stand by. Wharton.
Goalkeeper obstruction. Both players.
Both players now.
Just step forward.
Yes, we call this, and my very wonderful under-21 coach from Victoria in Australia used to call it the Guard of Honour.
South Africa.
Yeah, slight fall. Everyone back up on their feet. 73-30, under 10 minutes remaining.
Beautiful play again from Talliard. She's enjoying it out there. She's exploring all of the spaces. She's directing traffic. It's wonderful to see from a young player.
Throw in. Down here.
See a little wave of a Welsh flag there. They'll play tonight in their Pool A match in that Celtic clash against Scotland. Uganda, Trinidad and Tobago to come as well later.
Oh my goodness, the matches tonight. Absolutely mouth-watering.
Contact goalkeeper beside the goal shooter.
And this match itself has presented some real positives for both teams. South Africa getting back on, being consistent, and also Barbados showing some real patches of some great attacking play.
Just saw there, Brown went off for Barbados. Well, Samantha Terry-Ann Olivia Brown, to give her a full name. Curtin is now on for Barbados with 9 minutes remaining.
Yes, fair.
So a little change from Margaret Cutting, former player herself, of course. Born in Bridgetown.
It's important for her to definitely be exploring the bench and giving court time to the players. Not always easy when Barbados is the 12th ranked team, but it still has to be done. There's no point taking a team of 12 and not playing them.
Advantage obstruction, wing defence. Contact centre Barbados.
Players are still putting in, even with 8 minutes to go in this match.
Step beside goalkeeper.
Here once again the clear instruction from Gareth Fowler, the New Zealand umpire. The umpires as well being assessed after every single match as we move through this Commonwealth Games.
That is correct. They have their own assessors and also umpire coaches that assist them. It's not quite the same as what they would get in their own home countries, but they do become a team. They are team white or team black according to their uniform, and they provide us, all of us, with a wonderful environment in which to play netball.
Barbados.
So little ear protectors on some of our younger fans here.
And then all of a sudden we see Chouini is off the court and Griesel is on. So again, Coach Dorette Badenhurst is of course exploring her bench, ensuring her players are well managed, particularly in the centre position where, as we've said, in general, those players are running 8 kilometres at least in a match. But of course it's all high intensity running. So it is, well, comparable to perhaps the workload of a marathon, Catherine, would you agree or not? Or is it the 400 metres? I don't know.
I never ran 8K.
With the bit.
If I had to run on the same piece of track twice, I wasn't
Contact,
happy.
goal
But it's definitely a workout in that centre position, covering the kilometres. And it's good management, isn't it, Lisa, from both of these head coaches with their matches tomorrow?
That's right, and if you bring a team of 12 to a benchmark event you really want to use, and you know, many of the teams are now using that to their advantage. The Australian team has always done that.
That is contact.
In fact, you could probably bring another Australian team to this event and they could possibly end up in second position. That's arguable, of course, and all the netball Twitter fans will have a great discussion about that. What I'm delighted to see, though, is Barbados have improved, and that's good for netball.
Possession with the
And that goes back to that discussion about investment levels across all the countries that compete here at the Commonwealth Games, from grassroots up, the availability, the facilities that they have, the funding that they have. But Barbados have improved, and they've improved in this match, haven't they, considering they lost 95-18 to Australia. The crowd are really enjoying Barbados with a little passage of play here, Lisa, 80-33.
Absolutely. Blackman into Wharton, under the post. That's what you want to see, that quick ball movement. And Blackman can do that, and we want to see more of that. So I'm excited to see what they can do over the week. They should really improve.
Barbados.
So coming up to 5 minutes remaining of this second match of day 3 here at the NEC Arena. Birmingham, the second city of England.
Is it really, Catherine?
That's what they call it, but it's the first city at the moment as far as world-class netball is concerned here at the Commonwealth Games.
It is a favourite of mine, I must admit. I love the show Peaky Blinders, and I know that that's not always popular with everybody, but for me, it's a great show that just goes through some history as well. I know there's drama as well, and it's probably not true, but the history of the place is stunning.
Well, I'll share some more Birmingham facts with you after we've finished, Lisa. I'll tell you about our canal system, our green parks, our wonderful shopping. But at the moment, 82-34, South Africa in total and utter control right from the get-go with that 23-9 first quarter. The South African side, the world number 5s, have put a performance together here.
Wow, great work from Vandenberg. She was out ready for that long transition. Sometimes shooters are having a little bit of a nap up at the court when that turnover comes, but she was onto it. Well done.
And on their centre pass again, the high ball over.
She did that very, very well. There wasn't a lot of space there left, and definitely Stout had a go at it, and she's been actually a persistent and consistent player for Barbados, and hopefully she'll continue that over the tournament as well and just grow and get better.
Centre contact.
An 18-7 final quarter so far for the South Africans. Barbados, though, on the attack.
Yeah, they'll be going for that doubling their score from half-time, so they'll be aiming for over 86, and it looks like they're going to get there unless they miss shots. But here we go, another opportunity. Oh, yes, that's going to happen. It's very hot and slippery in this venue at times, so sometimes there are some ball handling incidents.
Throw in, South Africa.
Yeah, looking to hit that 36 mark, as Lisa said, doubling that 18 score at half-time, but there's 3 minutes remaining. The fluid, free-flowing ball of South Africa.
Much better transition out of defence from South Africa there, and they're up to the 85. They should easily get this 86. And of course, as usual... No, it's okay. Thank you, Gareth, for that.
Contact, goalkeeper, goalkeeper.
And there it is.
Barbados.
The coaching staff will be happy that target's been reached, and it will hopefully be exceeded as well. And certainly for Barbados, they've improved their performance from their first day against Australian Diamonds. While they loved playing them, they'll be wanting to make sure they've improved on that performance, and I think they have. And the reasons that they have is they're much more organised in attack, and they're prepared to work hard in defence, much harder than they did, with more intensity than they did in that first match. Pretty tough call there on Smith. She did get quite sandwiched by the South African defenders. Oh, lovely. Sorry, have to say that was a bit of a training drill there by South Africa, and they're up to 87.
Yeah, big score this for the South Africans. Looking to potentially maybe hit the 90 mark here against Barbados. There's number 88 with 90 seconds to go.
And the good thing is that they know that they can score big. This is important. I know it's against Barbados, and it's not necessarily the sort of test that you would want for the number 5 side in the world, but they can only play as well as their opposition let them do. And Barbados are definitely playing better today than they did against the Diamonds. So, all in all, a good performance from South Africa.
Yeah, and the players are fully aware of the score as well. As Vandenberg puts one in and hits the 90 mark, you see them glancing up at the 2 big screens here that we have at the NEC Arena showing the score and the time.
And also Ventnor and Van der Merwe were off. They're up off their seats in the bench and really encouraging the team to keep going. They know what the targets are and they want them to be achieved.
And a nice roar and wide smiles from the Barbados players. Sneaking in goal number 35 with the last 20 seconds on the clock. South Africa hit 91.
Once again plucked out of the air by Vandenberg. She is a star of the future.
Oh, they're going to finish the match with the final goal of Barbados. Yes, they are. Wharton slots one in, much to the delight of all of the netball fans. A high ball goes in for South Africa, but the final goal between South Africa and Barbados goes to the Gems. And it ends here, South Africa 91, Barbados 36. So the respect from both the sides, Lisa, as South Africa pick up 2 very important points in what was an impressive win.
And the thing is that they're back on track. That means they're ready to go for their big match tomorrow.
So let's have a look back on just some of the highlights on a match that put in dozens and dozens of goals. So there's the South African side taking the knee in what was a huge win for them here this afternoon. Let's have a quick look, Lisa Alexander, at some of the stats in that win for South Africa.
Well, it's very dominant by the South Africans in every respect, actually, except I think they probably had more contact penalties. But that indicates the defensive intensity they put out there, shown by the pickups, 21-16. That means they're intense. And the deflections, 20-5.
So the world number 5 pick up their first points ahead of their big match tomorrow against Australia. Defeat for Barbados. They'll come back again tomorrow. But there's the standings in Pool A. Australia Jamaica leading the way. South Africa now in third with those 2 vital points. And in terms of the Pool B standings, remember 12 nations split into 2 pools of 6 teams. 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. And Pool B looks like this. England and New Zealand with their perfect scorecards so far. And Malawi in third with 2 points on the board. So